The legacy Access Media is determined to hide how bad things are going for Jimmy Kimmel and the ratings that continue to take a dive. In fact, this week, Jimmy looks real weak in reruns. Has the fun ended for Jimmy Kimmel Live? Has Disney reached a point where now they despise having brought him back? Folks, we've got the answers you need to know. We'll bring them to you right now. Hello, folks. We're coming to you from somewhere sunny USA, and the studio is glistening because you're listening to what we have to say. Truth with a capital T, served up on a platter of chatter each and every day, 4 times a day. Thank you for coming our way. Folks, click the like button. Let's dive into those diving ratings for Jimmy Kimmel. They accidentally exposed just how badly it's going, and we're all too happy to give that to you when they do so. Oh, how fun it is. Oh, how fun it is when they slip up and say what's really going on. All right, out of Variety, take a look at this. Disney Plus, Hulu cancellation rates doubled amid the Jimmy Kimmel suspension and price hikes, but signups also increased. This is by Todd Spangler, and I believe the intent of this is to make you believe that firing Jimmy Kimmel for a very short amount of time was super unpopular. ABC's decision to suspend Jimmy Kimmel's late night show last month drove a surge in cancellations of Disney Plus and Hulu streaming services by consumers outraged over the move. Oh, really? It had nothing to do with Jimmy Kimmel lying about a national tragedy, eh? That had him taken off the air by Bob Iger and Dana Walden, his stuff allegedly removed from the theater, and affiliates refusing to put him back on TV. That had nothing to do with it. It was the act of him being removed alone, not what preceded it. Oh, okay, Variety, got that. However, both services also saw an increase in the number of signups during the month of September, which helped to offset those nixing their subscriptions, according to data released Monday. On September 17th, ABC said Jimmy Kimmel Live would be suspended. You get the idea. We don't have to read that. A wave of consumers canceled or threatened to cancel Hulu and or Disney Plus to protest ABC's suspension of Kimmel. But definitely not the other way around. No, says Variety. Not that. We're going to disprove that in just a minute. And according to research firm Antenna, for the month of September 2025, the U.S. cancellation rate for Disney Plus averaged 8%, double the 4% estimate. Similarly, Hulu's cancellation rate for the month was 10%, twice the 5% of the preceding 2 months. For September, the industry-weighted average cancellation rate across 9 premium services was 7%, according to Antenna, which is an ironically named company. I love it. Folks, would you like to see that this is a bunch of nonsense? I can prove it's a bunch of nonsense. Let's prove it right now. Out of Late Nighter from Jed Rosenzweig, who has no idea we're going to use him to do this, but we will. Fallon overtakes Kimmel, a top YouTube late night chart with K-pop Demon Hunter's performance. Let's scroll down, shall we? Jimmy Kimmel's return from suspension last month gave Jimmy Kimmel Live record ratings. And the ABC late night, for one day. And the ABC late night show has continued to ride that wave to dominate. What does it dominate? It dominates the 11:35 p.m. time slot. Well, yippee-ki-yay. Who's winning the 11:34 p.m. time slot? I want to meet that guy. The 11:35? Is that what we're doing now? The 11:35? Geez Louise, what is this, TBS? It says, sorry, Conan, apologies, we didn't mean to go there. But when it comes to online views, the pop culture juggernaut K-pop Demon Hunters is leaving everyone else in the dust. Oh, I see. Because we can't give any celebration to Jimmy Fallon. It has to be his guest. Oh, I see. Okay. The Tonight Show, starring Jimmy Fallon, appearance marked the group's first ever live performance together, and it couldn't have come at a hotter moment. It says that Kimmel had 22.6 million views on YouTube, but the performance of Golden on Jimmy Fallon had 23 million. In other words, Kimmel came back from lying about a national tragedy, and the entire country tuned in allegedly to hear if he was going to apologize or not for 15 minutes. That got less views than watching the girls sing Golden, which tells you just how much people care about Jimmy Kimmel. But finally, folks, let's get to it. Are you ready? Here's the proof positive you need to know that Jimmy Kimmel is largely irrelevant. Jimmy Kimmel is back when people tuned in to find out, is Jimmy Kimmel going to apologize? 22.6 million views. They watched it for 5 minutes, said, nope, not going to. Okay, that's what I need to know. What's the second most viewed Jimmy Kimmel? Jimmy Kimmel and the FCC on Last Week Tonight, which is not even Jimmy Kimmel, had 9.1. Trump threatens Jimmy Kimmel and ABC, which is a sensational headline. Jimmy Kimmel Live 8.8, which is just about 1/3 of Jimmy Kimmel is back. In other words, that record-breaking Jimmy Kimmel is back that they're continuously trying to pump into your head. Oh, he's doing wonderful. In days, he had dropped by 2/3. He continues to drop. His ratings are under Gutfeld. They don't want to admit it to you, but that's what's happening. Panel, they are determined to cover up just how much this man is slipping and sliding down the ratings. Lauren, go ahead, Mr. Ghost.
I was just going to point out that all accolades are not necessarily measures of approval. Does anyone here know who Time Magazine's Man of the Year was in 1938?
Yes, I do. And it starts with A and ends with Dolph.
That's right. And it wasn't because they loved him. It was because he had the most influence in that year in the world. Well, take that year down to 20 minutes, and boy, Kimmel really knocked him dead.
Right. Now, just to show you how the game is played, though, folks, I want to show you this. Lou, this is what the point is, I believe. Look at these Google News findings here if you type in Jimmy Kimmel ratings. Korea is now announcing Disney Plus and Hulu cancellations rose after ABC briefly pulled Jimmy Kimmel live.
Ooh.
You know what it's all based on? It's based on this article we were reading earlier.
Yeah,
Disney and Hulu cancellation. Yeah, they're just rewriting it over and over and over and over and over and over. This is what's happening out there. This is the play. This is the narrative formation. Lauren, they are so determined to defend Jimmy Kimmel. I don't know why, though, because eventually, like, we're just going to get to the point where we get to mock them over and over. Do they think we're going to memory hole this? Like, we're not going to continue to check his ratings? They think we're just suddenly going to move on to something else, and we're not going to say, hey, how's Jimmy doing now? Oh, wait, he's back below Colbert.
Well, I mean, honestly, I think in a way we could stop paying attention to it because, as you stated, he's irrelevant. And I think they recognize that, too. His contract's going to be up next year. Eventually, he's going to go away, and everybody's going to forget about this. The cycle, I think, has moved on.
Well, and they needed a win, too, Lauren. So there's another aspect to this. They needed a win because Jimmy Kimmel Live is going to go into reruns this week. And you know the ratings are going to crash. And you know that he may be irrelevant, but we're going to cover it one last time because we're going to dance on this one. You know we are. We got to. The people want us to. So he's going to go to reruns. Ratings are going to collapse. And then what are we going to be watching for next week? Does he come back at all? Or was that enough to make this all just wash away and we go back to the way it was before? Nobody watching Jimmy Kimmel and full irrelevancy, just like you talked about. Panel, what say you? Is this true? Do you think this will be the end now? And we go back to Jimmy Kimmel underperforming so badly that sadly, late night is on the deathbed?
Well, I think it's going to be Jimmy Kimmel Unchained, right? I think he's been given the green light to go as far as he wants to, and I think he will. And I think as a result, people will view that content, at least some of them, and go, not my cup of tea. It's very interesting. We are noticing all kinds of changes within the country and its demographic and its populace and so forth. I bring this up in order to make a larger point, so please bear with me. Has anybody heard of the Virginia AG race going on right now?
Oh, yeah.
And yes, and the person with a more liberal ticket on there said some disturbing things in text messages. When those actually came out amongst Democrats, when actually polled, his approval rating went up, not down. And so there is a contingent that is looking for more extreme content and to hear more extreme views, even from the likes of Jimmy Kimmel. It's going to be interesting to see how sustainable that is, because I think that is a diminishing populace and not one that the prime market for such a program exists, really.
Okay, let's play with that, Vash. That's a great point to bring up. So let's play with that, panel. There's another side to that. So let's say that Disney wants to, give the okay to let's do more extremist kind of stuff with Jimmy Kimmel, and that's what he's doing, right? He's uncancelable. He's been daring them to do anything against him. His monologues are atrocious. They're venomous. The things he's saying and putting out there are not funny. They're just like blatant personal insults and attacks. But the guardrails are the advertisers. The advertisers may say, we can't be, Tide can't be associated with this. I don't even know if Tide, advertises Jimmy Kimmel, but your normal mainstream markets are going to say, we can't. we can't be associated with this guy. I don't care what the ratings are with, 15 to 20% of the U.S. population. We can't be attached to him.
And the pharmaceutical companies are probably okay because he's part of their warning of, hey, this is going to cause all of these side effects and also possibly ending your life. It's just always a side effect that they show. Compared to Fallon, Kimmel is going down, down, down. He's past his moment. He's definitely no longer glowing, and he is never going to be golden.
God, that's a K-pop pun. I love it. I love it. Andy, what goes down with Kimmel? Will Disney bring him back, or is he actually out when the contract's over?
They're going to let him fade into irrelevancy. He can say as much as he wants. He just keeps driving more people away. One thing we know, because we've seen it over and over again, we saw with things like The Acolyte, they talk a good game, but they never show up to watch anything. So,
boy, that's true. That's a great point.
Yeah.
They're not going to come and watch Jimmy Kimmel. They just wanted to know that he's there. They don't follow through with anything. Then they don't buy anything because they're living I'm sure protesting doesn't pay very much, but they're just out there and ask the average person who today, like these younger people, who Jack Parr was, who Arsenio Hall was, and that hosted, the original Tonight Show host and the Arsenio Hall show. He's just going to be a little footnote in history about there was a guy that did yet another late night show. And for these people, fading into irrelevancy is the worst fate they could possibly have, because I don't know that Jimmy Kimmel believes the thing that he says. I think he's just looking to stay relevant. I think his ego is more important to him than anything else. And I just don't think that there's going to be an audience for this. I was thinking about this earlier, not to go off topic too much, but we've got Hulu, Disney Plus, Prime, Netflix, all these things. And the other night I was scrolling through Prime and Netflix to try and find something of a Halloween vein to watch. And I went through about 40 minutes of scrolling through these things, and that was just 2 pay channels. Who actually sits down, unless they know what they want to watch, they're going to go there and they're going to find something? Or is it just this endless death scroll? Is there actually any future, or is it people just turning on YouTube to be entertained because they're getting an actual interaction or hearing genuine people? I don't know the answer to it. I was just kind of spitballing there, but I think that's where Jimmy Kimmel's headed. He's going to become irrelevant, and they'll just cancel him quietly, and they just won't renew the contract. And then there'll be nothing to complain about because they let him say whatever they want.
So let's talk about that. Those are all fantastic points, Andy. And I'm with you. I mean, I hope that YouTube, I want content creators, and maybe we need to be a part of that. I want to see great, seasonal original stuff coming out of these big channels. And that's something we need to get into, I believe. Looking at your backdrop there, I mean, it's obvious the talent is available. Lou, I want to give you the chance to, I love it. Lou, I want to give you the chance to put a bow on this one because you know some stuff that we don't. And I'd love your perspective on it, because the reason we're told that Kimmel was brought back, and we believe that his stuff was being loaded up in trucks. I mean, he was done. His goose was cookified. But Lou, we're told that the Hollywood talent agencies stepped in and said to Disney, you're not going to have any producers, directors, writers, yada, yada, yada. I don't know how much credence I put into that. That's what's being reported. Lou, why would they do that? Why would they defend a man whose contract ends very soon? Why would they put everything on the line for that? That has not made any sense to me, except for maybe the older crowd of Hollywood just doesn't care about whoever's, underneath them in the generation, and says, screw you. We'll burn it down for Jimmy. We don't care anymore. I don't know.
Look, if they're losing $20-30 million a year on this show, and they're losing $1 billion on their movies, and they're losing however much on Hulu, Disney Plus, and they're losing however much on low attendance at the parks with all the things associated with it. And by the way, I read an article summing up all the various offerings that said, quote unquote, plenty of bookings are available on the cruise line. How many different ways can you lose money before somebody, even if they're politically aligned the other way, has to say, let's stop the bleeding and see where we stand. And this guy's the easiest because he's got a contract. It's going to end. They can say, thank you for your wonderful service. And he could be planning some kind of attempt to be, the left-wing Megyn Kelly or whatever on his own YouTube channel. And his fans will go and everybody else won't. And that'll be hail and farewell. I don't think he'll last beyond his contract's current length, period.
And if he does, if Bob Iger punts the football and says, next CEO, here you go, figure this out on your own, good Lord, the man has no care for whoever's coming up next. That would be painful.
Well, look at how many other things he's wasted money on. This would hardly be the biggest.
Through that. Good night, game over, drive home safely. Folks, this video is done. But before we all head home, we only ask one thing. Folks, as you get ready to head on out, consider clicking that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below and share your thoughts, for a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Waste not that beautiful personality of yours. And folks, we would say as you get ready to head out the door, that it has been an honor to spend time with you, an attitude of gratitude each and every time that you elect to join together with us. Breaking bread and breaking entertainment, well, the industry. No, we like entertainment. It's the industry that irks us sometimes. Well, it was a good time. We hope you had a good time. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.